Hello everyone and welcome back to another Train Sim World 2 news video. This one is another article for the Clinchfield Railroad turns, shifters and manifests. With Train Sim World Clinchfield route coming soon, author Gary Dalzo, who visited the legendary Clinchfield often, shares information on its remarkable operations. We'll have a read through it. And obviously do check out our Clinchfield Railroad F7 top and mug. They're still available in the merch store. Obviously the top being limited edition, which will be going fairly soon. But anyway, deep amid the stony cliffs, towering spires and remote hollows of the American Appalachians, the Clinchfield put on one of the world's most memorable shows of tough, heavy and urgent railroading, and that extraordinary and memorable style of railroading is coming soon to Train Sim World 2 with the Clinchfield Railroad route. The Clinchfield was both an originator and forwarder of titanic amounts of coal, which is say upwards of 15 to 20 million tonnes of black diamonds a year, and remarkably as a link between seaboard coastline on its south end and the Chesapeake and Ohio at its north terminus, the Clinchfield was a still artery for priority manifest tonnage moving between the American southeast and midwest. Clinchfield's multiple roles of holding diverse tonnage, combined with the rugged and often remote territory and railroad crossed, resulted in challenging and fascinating operations. Let's take a look at how the remarkable Clinchfield went about its business. So, King Coal. Coal was king on the Clinchfield. Of the millions of tons of coal the railroad moved each year, approximately 45% originated on the railroad, with the vast majority of that coming from the many mines between Elkhorn City and Dant, while 55% was coal tonnage received from or forwarded to its connections. Mainline coal extras. Moving the coal received from its connections was the task of nearly endless armada of Clinchfield's coal extras. The majority, but certainly not all, of the coal received from connections moved south. For through movements of coal, Clinchfield's primary partner was the Chesapeake and Ohio. They traded more than 110,000 hoppers of coal per year. Coal tonnage coming off the Clinch C&O's busy Big Sandy subdivision arrived at Elkhorn City. There, C&O power and crews were exchanged for Clinchfield locomotives and crews, and coal trains then proceeded south. These trains were run as extras on the CRR, and the heaviest of such were given rear helpers called pushers by CRR crews from Elkhorn City to Dant. Northbound coal movements from CRR's connections were received variously from the Norfolk and Western, the Southern Interstate, and Louisville and Nashville. This coal was then handed off to the C&O at Elkhorn City. Turns, shifters and mine runs. To collect and forward the mountains of coal that originated on the Clinchfield Railroad each year, the Clinchfield operated a collection of trains it called turns, shifters and mine runs, or in more general terms, locals. These trains tended the many mines, tipples and loaders along the CRR's main line, and all on its important branch lines. Indeed, mines on the north end branches produced a majority of originating coal tonnage on the Clinchfield. Most of these trains and crews worked out of Dant, although several crews and jobs were also based at Elkhorn City. For originated coal movements, Dant was simply put the heart of the railroad. The vast majority of coal that originated on the Clinchfield Railroad was brought to Dant, where it was weighed, sorted and made up into trains for further movements south or north. Accordingly, Dant was home to many Clinchfield Railroad crews and hosted an active engine terminal and small but busy diesel shop. Dant was the operating base for regular Clinchfield trains, including the Greenbrier turn, which made a round trip from Dant to the Greenbrier branch to deliver empties and pick up loads from the branch's various mines. The Nora turn from Dant worked the Nora Spur and often also handled the large modern mine on the short McClure Spur. The Rex turn worked from Dant and handled the numerous mines located along the Clinchfield main line, usually working as far north as Splashdam. And that was surely the toughest job on the railroad was the Moss turn. The Moss turn originated at Dant and worked the rugged Fremont branch. A unique and challenging aspect of the Fremont branch was that Coal loads moved in both directions. Coal loads naturally moved off the branch from its several mines. The raw coal loads from other mines were taken to the Great Moss Mine facility, where it processed. Many small mines did not have processing capabilities. It was not uncommon for the heavy tonnage on the Fremont branch to demand 5 units and pushers. Filling out the coal gathering duties were several yard and mine run jobs operated from Elkhorn City, which would gather coal from the multiple coal docks and loaders adjacent to the Elkhorn City yard and work south along the main line as needed. Manifests and the Florida Perishable. Manifests and bridge traffic on the Clinchfield was literally outweighed by coal, but due to the much higher freight rates applied to such traffic as compared to bulk coal, manifest tonnage accounted for nearly half of Clinchfield Railroad's revenue. Thus, it was considered the railroad's primary tonnage. Manifests. Clinchfield's manifest freight between the seaboard coastline at Spartanburg, South Carolina, and the Chesapeake and Ohio at Elkhorn City. Over the years, the number of manifest freight operated varied due to the economy and amount of tonnage to be moved. Typical for the late 1970s were southbound priority trains 92 and 94, plus a less urgent train 26. The northbound manifests included the trains 93, 193, 95 and 97, the latter of which was the hottest train on the railroad, which basically I think means the fastest one. The Florida Perishable, number 97, northbound, formerly in Clinchfield's timetables and loaded with Florida citrus products, was received daily from the seaboard coastline and hustled north by the CRR to be turned over to the Chesapeake and Ohio at Elkhorn City. The Chesapeake and Ohio then ushered the train on to Detroit for distribution of the products through the Midwest, where a railroad with roots in the coal hollows of the Appalachia, the manifests and the Florida Perishables in particular gave the Clinchfield reason to proudly call itself the quick service short route. The train symbol to Clinchfield Railroad. In featuring the Clinchfield main line from Dant to Elkhorn City, along with the Fremont, Greenbrier, McClure and Nora branch lines and spurs, the upcoming train symbol to Clinchfield Railroad promises all the variety and challenges of the legendary railroad, accompanying the F7 and SD40 locomotives, B80 and 100-ton coal hoppers, a 50-foot CRR boxcar, a Fruit Growers Express insulated boxcar, and a classic Clinchfield Santa Fe style steel caboose. And there's going to be 50 timetabled services. Awesome, cannot wait for the Clinchfield Railroad. Obviously we will be streaming it as soon as it comes out at midnight. But yeah, that was a long interview, but that is going to be it, everyone. Do subscribe if you do want to see the Clinchfield Railroad and more TSW content. Obviously you will see our merch is available at the moment. Obviously the top is going to be going soon. You will find a link in the description to the Discord server and to the PayPal if you do want to help support the channel. But that is it. Thanks all for coming in, and I hopefully will see you in the next one. See you all, take care.